Hello people of the internet, it's been another video, yay! So today I've got a fun video. Is it a fun video? I don't know. It's an informative video of all of my wisdom of selling online. I don't know if people are going to be interested in this, but I find it interesting, and I swear, like, some of this stuff is going to seem really obvious and almost common sense, but I've had some awful sellers on Depop, and I know a lot of my friends have had awful sellers on Depop. So if you've had bad experiences on Depop, or you're just starting your account and you really want to do your very best, then I'm hoping this video will give you lots of information on how to be an amazing Depop seller, and just some general advice about how to run it, and just some little tips and tricks that will really help you get that bing, 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 5 stars out of 5. So I don't normally do this, but I've prepared like a little script, but not really. I'm just going to go through some different points of selling on Depop. I'm not going to go through everything. I'm hoping that you kind of know the app if you've clicked on this video, and you don't need like the absolute basics. But I'm just going to go through the different things and just some little tips just to help you along your way. Some of this is probably going to end up being a rant, because again, I've had some terrible sellers on Depop. Terrible, but I've had some absolutely amazing ones, and the amazing ones do really stand out. So the very first thing I want to go through is the actual listing of the item and how you can make your item stand out. I'm not always amazing at this, but I've noticed that actually going to the effort to making a good listing will make it quicker on you actually selling the item, and it will kind of stop other questions coming in as well. The first thing, the main thing really, is good lighting. So do take it in the daytime, take it somewhere when it's generally sunny. Don't take it in the dark, please don't take it in the dark, and make sure your item is presentable. So iron it, make sure it's clean. I cannot stress enough, make sure it's clean. Like, please make sure it's clean. The amount of times that I've gone on Depop and people will list something and it will be dirty, and they will say, these marks will probably come out in the wash, but I don't know, you'll just have to wash it. That is the biggest, don't do that, because that to me is a straight up lie. You need to clean the item and see if the stains come out. If you can't get the stains to come out, it's stained, that's the end of it. You list it as, this item is stained, I can't get the stains out. And you should be washing your items before you send it out anyway. I feel like that is common sense, but the amount of times I've brought things from Depop and it's just been dirty, it honestly makes me fuming. So make sure your items look clear, photo of the front, photo of the back. The label also really helps as well with listing, and if you can, it will massively help you if you have a picture of it on a model, or even better, a picture of it on yourself. It's nice because sometimes you get some really good Depop accounts that will do a nice styled little Instagram picture, you know, some shades on, looking all cool, and you think, damn, she's cool, I want to be like her, I'm going to buy her t-shirts. And it does really help, and it's nice to just follow accounts that are almost represent an Instagram sometimes, because the photos are just so well done and put together, and it really does help your shop because people just follow you because they enjoy your fashion. Also, if you were selling bottoms, I would highly suggest that you actually measure the waist, because labels, they're just liars nowadays. You get a 26-inch waist and it's a 30 or it's a 24. They just don't mean anything anymore. So it absolutely will just help you, and it will stop people from coming and asking later on, or buying something and then, oh, it doesn't fit, now what am I going to do? So it is best just to get your little tape measure out, give it a measure, list it and say it's listed as, it says 26-inch, but honestly I measured it and it's 28-inch, just so you know. It will just help you later on. It really will. My other thing of listings as well is things don't always sell straight away, and if you're kind of hanging on to something, I tend to just refresh the item sometimes. So I just click edit, go into it, don't change anything, and just save it. So say you've got a Topshop t-shirt, it will just reappear. So if someone types in the hashtag Topshop, if you refresh it, you're going to be the highest one, and they'll type in Topshop t-shirt and you'll also be number 1. So the more you refresh it, the more it's going to keep you up there, and it will help with sales, and it's tend to help me a lot. Sometimes I forget about an item and I've had it up for like 3 weeks and I think, whoops, better refresh it, and then it just becomes clear in people's minds again, and they'll go, oh yeah, actually, you know what, I'll buy that. And then you've got yourself a sale and you're making that money. The next thing I want to talk about is pricing. Obviously, I've got to be quite vague on this because it does depend on what you're selling, and please put the condition of it into consideration. I've seen so many, especially with like the lazy eye sort of rare items, where people will say, well, it's stained, but I bought it and it was stained, so I'm not going to change the price. It still should reflect your price. If it's stained, or if it's bad condition, or if it's been worn loads, it shouldn't be the same price as something that's brand new. And also think, would I buy it for that price, or would I probably miss out on it? Would I buy a t-shirt that's really old for like £20? Probably not, but I probably would consider it if it was like £8. So thank God for that. I tell you what, ever since I started this video, I've had like 5 messages from people about my Depop, and every time I get a message I legit panic, but they've all been okay, so that's fine. Every time I get someone who's brought something and then they send me, it says like they've sent me a message, I think, oh my God, it's lost into the abyss, what am I going to do? I'm freaking out, or they got it and they're not happy with it, but they're all happy, so that's good. But it just gives me mild anxiety when I see a message on Depop. I'm sorry. I will continue now. Oh, and make sure, I'm going to get into shipping, but just don't mark your items too low, because I've had people legit who have asked to buy an item for like £3, and I'm like, God, the shipping's going to be like £3. Why would I sell you a t-shirt for £3? Is Depop going to take 10%? And then I just don't, I'm losing out. This doesn't make any sense. So don't sell yourself too short is the other thing. Packaging. My favourite bit of selling on Depop and anywhere is the packaging. I love packaging. Packaging just excites me because I'm a loser, and I love stationery and washi tape and pink parcels. Like, I just love packaging so much. And I will tell you, I have had some items that are absolutely terribly packaged, that have been just awful. How did it get here? I don't know. I've had things arrive and they are hanging out the bag's been ripped open, and it's like, how did it even get here? If my postman wanted, he could have quite easily just be wearing it now. He could have just took it out, no problem. So yes, I would say packaging is your most important thing. My biggest advice as well would be, have an idea of how you're going to package things before you list it, because I see it a lot where people list things and then they're kind of like, they take quite a long time to send it out because they don't actually have anything to ship it in, and they've got to find something or buy something, and it all takes up more time. So just try and prepare. The massive do not is, don't wrap it in paper, a carrier bag, or just tissue, which is all things that I've received and none of my friends have received. If you check out Synth Sammy actually did a video on something that arrived in a carrier bag. I understand people want to recycle, but there's recycling and then there's just being daft and annoying people. Just have some shipping bags or shipping boxes. Honestly, when I buy things online, which you know that I do a little bit too much of, I keep everything that items are packaging. I just have a bag, I keep it in my room, and that is all my packaging. So the clear bags that they come in, oh, let me get one out for you, don't you worry, I'm going to show you everything. So any of these like plastic bags, I keep all of this. As you can see, this is a lazy eye one. So I try to open everything that I receive really neat, and I don't rip it open like a crazy person. I just try to not get too excited and open things carefully so that I can recycle the bags, and then I'm hoping that they will get it and maybe they'll reuse it as well for their own Depop. And then what I do as well is I go a bit crazy with this because I love it. Obviously none of this matters and you don't have to go absolute mental with packaging, but I think doing this packaging helped my Depop so much, and it made people want to leave reviews because they got something and they were so excited to open it and so happy that they'll leave a review, and then other people will see the review and they'll want to buy from you because good reviews means more sales, girls. So I have this, which I use for my Etsy shop as well. If you don't know, I have an Etsy shop called Unlucky Unicorn, which I sell a lot of like my drawings and things like that. And this is just some confetti that I was using for my Etsy, but I also decided to use it for my Depop as well. And honestly, it's just really helped, and people always make comments on this. So it's just a little bit of like these little confetti hearts. This was just on Amazon. Can't remember how much it was. I think it was like I don't know if it's like £4 or something with shipping. I can't remember. But it was a massive bag, and I only need a little tiny bit. I just pop it into this, and then you've got the item looking all neat, smelling nice, a little bit of confetti as well, and it just looks really cute, like a fun little present. I also love, as a stationery girl, a stationery nerd, I absolutely love washi tape. It's my favourite thing. I buy it just because I like it. So it helps for me to actually use the washi tape that I collect like a magpie And these are like 3 different types that I have at the minute that I've been using a lot. So I have these little blue teddy bears and the stars and the stripes. You can get washi tape really cheap on like eBay and Amazon. I got these from Paper Chase because I'm stupid and it was kind of overpriced, but it was a big pack and it's lasted me quite a long time. And a lot of people have commented on like these little bears and just gone, oh, that's so cute, it has little bears on it, I love it. It just helps. And if I received something and it's packaged so cutely, it honestly makes my day. My absolute top tier of packaging that will really help you, obviously besides packaging it well and making sure that it doesn't get damaged and all sorts on the way, is a thank you note. A thank you note? Why would I need to do that? A thank you note is literally the best thing to put in your package because it's not only personal, you get to tell the customer how grateful you are. You can say, I hope that you're happy with it. If you need any help, you can always message me. Just stuff like that, and it just helps the communication. It's a key thing for Depop. So what I do is I either just get a bit of paper, I cut it out, I handwrite it. I feel like handwriting is a lot better than just sitting and typing because you can just print loads of them out and smack them in. It's nice for it to be personal. So something I was using a lot of recently, but otherwise I just use a piece of paper that's nicely cut out, not like ripped out or anything. Scissors is I have these little post-it notes that I showed recently on my art box haul, and I'll just write on his little old belly, I'll just say to Sarah, thank you so much for ordering. I hope you like the t-shirt or the sweater or the dress, and then I'll just sign it Ellie, and then I'll put a little kiss or I'll put a little smiley face or I'll put a little heart, and I just think that's so cute. So what I'll do is I'll put it on front of the plastic. I might just insert a little clip actually of an item finished because I actually packaged some things today, so it will just help for you to see. Hello, so the audio quality is probably terrible. Couldn't be asked to set the microphone up, I'm sorry, but I just wanted to show you this is one of the orders I'm sending out this morning. I just wanted to show you how it looks when it's all packaged. So I have this plastic bag. I always keep a good stock of these. I've never throw them out, I always recycle them. And then a cute little handwritten note on the front, some adorable washi tape, these cute little confetti hearts just for that added pizzazz, and then a nice pink plastic bag for it to go in, and it's safe and ready to go. And honestly, I think it looks really cute. If I opened this, I'd be pretty happy, and I hope whoever brought it will be happy too. So yeah, I brought a bulk of these pastel pink bags. These were just off eBay, I think, and I got like a pack. Honestly, can't remember the price. I brought them like a year ago and I only got like, how many did I get? Like 100 of them? I can't remember, but I remember it's quite cheap. And this is big. This is going to fit pretty much everything. I can get jumpers in here easily, or t-shirts. Sometimes I fold it over like that, stick it like that so it's a bit smaller. Obviously, plastic isn't good for the environment. I understand that. I do want to look for something like a box. I think it's the very best thing. So even though plastic bags are bad for the environment and everything, with a cardboard box it is going to be a bit more expensive to ship as well, because obviously everything in the UK is based off of weight, so a cardboard box is going to be heavier than a little bag. But I'm using the bags for now. I will switch because I think it's important that I do switch. But I do think that these are cute because they're pink. You can just get standard like grey ones or black ones for a lot cheaper. But there's something about the pink bag arriving with the washi tape on that I just think is lovely. And the last thing with packaging, which is also very, very important, and I've even had people at the post office tell me this, so it's a true fact. Go on to Depop, copy and paste the address they have sent you exactly, send it to your printer, print it off, cut it out, bold writing, and stick it on so it's printed. I find that a lot easier because one, you have the address that they've put, so if their address is wrong, that is on them. And I've had it before where people have sent me stuff and they've wrote it wrong and it's just bounced right back to them, which happens as well. So you might accidentally miss something out, you might miss the house number out, you don't know, if you're rushing you just might. So it's a lot easier just to copy and paste it, print it off, stick it on, and it's a lot better to print it and put it on, because sometimes even if you think your handwriting is perfectamondo, I have got child's handwriting, I'll tell you that right now. It's scribbles of the devil. It is not good handwriting. If I write it, I mean, the postman might be able to read it, but he also might not. So it's a lot better if you print it out, put it on your bag, put some tape over it to protect it from the rain and everything. Don't just stick it on, like make sure it's covered with some tape, and then it's ready to go. And the other thing is, please put a from address, a return address on it as well. Will really help you, and it's helped me a lot in the past, just in case they give the wrong address or something's wrong with the address, or sometimes they just don't get it. They'll get the little red card and they'll just never go and collect it from the post office. It happens. It will just bounce straight back to you and it's back with you, and that's really important. So this leads us quite nicely onto the next thing, which is shipping, which is another big thing for me, and I might rant about again. I'm so sorry. Okay, shipping. Shipping is very important, because that's how the item gets to you. I see it so often in sellers' like little bios. They'll be like, "Hi, I'm Tiffany. I live in South Wales. I am not responsible for shipping." You are responsible for shipping. I don't know how many times I've read this and it absolutely infuriates me. You are responsible until that item reaches my door. It is you. It is all on you. I send everything first class. I feel like sending second class is just put it first class. There isn't that much difference in price. Just send it first class. If your item is one of the more expensive items, I kind of judge it off around £20 and up. Then I always make sure it's tracked and signed, because I know that sellers can be bad, but sometimes customers, there's a fair few that can be a little bit dodge and will say, "I haven't received it," when they actually have. If you can say, "Well, actually, I've got the tracking and it says that you've signed for it," and they'll be like, "Oh, whoops, sorry." And it just helps cover you both if it's signed and tracked, and it's a lot less likely to actually get lost. When you go to the post office, I don't know if this is everywhere, but it's definitely in the UK. I send with Royal Mail. They will give you a proof of postage. Ooh, keep your proof of postage. Keep it somewhere where you won't lose it. And I can say this off experience, because I have lost so many proof of postage and I've lost tracking numbers before. I tell you what happened. I got something, I sent it with the tracking number to abroad. Fantastic. And I went on holiday, and for some reason I put the receipt in my pocket and just didn't leave it at my house, and I took it with me to Amsterdam. And when I went home, it was gone because I'd lost it, and that just so happened to be the item that was lost. But for me, that I learnt something from that, which was, don't take your receipts on holiday. I think it's, if your item is signed for and tracked and it does so happen to get lost, you can claim the money back. That person who brought the item should be refunded. I can't believe I have to say that, but people seem to think that if an item gets lost, that's not my fault. Do I look like the postman? It is your fault. You have to take responsibility for the shipping, because for all I know, you didn't even ship the item. How's the customer supposed to know? It works both ways. If it's tracked and signed, I'm pretty sure you can claim all the money back for the item if you've got it insured and everything. I think you can say how much the item costs and send it off, and they will refund you. You should refund them as soon as you can, because that's unfair. You refund them, you'll get your money back from Royal Mail. Also, if you send normal, you can still claim some of the money back. If you just send it normal standard, if you have the proof of postage, you can claim some of it back. Just don't mug people off. Like, if a customer comes, if you brought something from ASOS and it just didn't turn up, and ASOS was like, "Yeah, that's not my problem, soz," it just wouldn't happen. It doesn't happen. Sorry, it doesn't happen. The last thing is, be kind. Just be kind. I see people, they go, "I don't want any time wasters." You will get time wasters. Just happens, unfortunately. It's annoying. I've had some really hard ones where they're like, "I want all these measurements." They wanted like 6 different items, all the measurements of them, like everything. I sent them all off and I never got a reply. But it happens. It just does happen sometimes, and people will waste your time. People change their mind, and they are allowed to change their mind. They don't have to buy something just because they've messaged you. If you message them back and you don't get a response, that's the end of that. Moving on. With communication, you want to be as quick and as speedy as you can. Like your crush has just texted you. Don't be like, "Oh, I want to seem cool and not reply for a little while." You want to be like, bam, 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 bam. "Hello, I have sent you back the message. Here is the measurement you wanted," or "Here is that picture, extra picture you wanted." Anything like that. Just make sure that you do it quick, because in that time, if you take like 5 hours to reply, I know that doesn't seem like very long, but it is for someone who's like, "I really want that item, but I'm not sure." In that amount of time, they'll probably just change their mind, and then they won't reply. But if you do it quick, they might think, "Oh yeah, okay, I'll buy it now," and then it's done, it's sorted. But sometimes people will find something else, they'll buy the same thing from someone else. So if they don't reply to you and you've took too long, that's probably why. So try and be speedy, quick, super slick. Oh, and if you didn't know, with shipping, you can do it all on the Royal Mail website as well. So if you're unsure of shipping prices, you don't actually have to go to your post office to ship it out. You can just wait yourself at home, go on the Royal Mail website, say where it's going to and what sort of class you want to send it as, and they'll just give you the price. So it makes it a lot easier and you know how much to charge for your shipping, which helps. Also, the other thing with shipping, I know it's kind of... If you don't have time to ship an item out, I'd highly recommend you don't sell on Depop, because I've had a lot of people that sell on Depop who I've bought from, and you kind of have to chase after them and they'll say, oh, I'll ship out next week probably, I don't know. Keep them updated. Really, you kind of want to send it out within 3 working days, but it's just annoying as a customer to have to wait a long time for them to be shipped, and to not really hear from the seller is annoying as well. Keep them updated. Say, oh, I ship out on Wednesdays, or I ship out Saturday morning, so it will be this many days, just so they're clear. And then once it's shipped, ticket is shipped on Depop, you can just mark it as shipped and then it's sorted and they know it's on the way. I feel like that's everything I want to cover, but I still feel like there's more that I could talk about. I could probably make like 100 videos on how much I get annoyed on Depop. So if you did enjoy the video, please subscribe. I'm making new videos every Monday. I do a lot of the pastel fashion sort of thing. I don't normally do such informative videos, but if you enjoyed, then maybe I'll do some things about Etsy and that sort of thing soon. So with that being said, enjoy the rest of your day, your night, your evening, whatever time zone you're in. Remember to stay hydrated, get plenty of sleep, and love yourself always. Goodbye!